here we go. The enforcer, Arn Anderson, coming out for his match with you for the TV title. Look at the hair on that man. Look at him. And Arn is a fan favorite at this time as well.
Yes.
That's not, that only lasts but so long in the horseman world.
But he was brilliant at it because people believed him, and he'd built up all that trust. And it's a thing that we had the luxury years ago of being on TV so much, and also going around the country and people seeing us. So you slowly build up or in the areas that you're from, you build up your credibility with people. And me and Arn started pretty much at the same time. It's just that I was 10 years younger. So we, it's weird because Arn's 10 years older than me, but we've both been wrestling the same amount of time here. But I'm 25 now. So
right. You started when you were a teen, not even like
yes.
18, but like,
No,
and here you
I
go,
was
come to the
full-time
ring.
once I was 16. That was my job. So,
You have Sir William. You said at one point that things did not end well with Sir William, that it was a...
well, it's just, it was what it was. And, but it was a great part of this act.
For sure.
It was a great part of this act. And definitely, this is...
Arn Anderson, you've got your hand behind it. This is great. You and Arn, take a while to lock up here.
Of course.
Look at you. You're disgusted. Look how disgusted you are with everybody.
People didn't like me then. And it's hard for anybody to watch this, and if you're used to modern wrestling, but if you can hear the crowd now, people didn't like me. And it was a lot of me just doing my thing and also being in English, and it was very much at a time with the USA chants and me just being obnoxious. And
a lot of USA chants, but really Arn is really popular in this moment. And you two really do a great job of getting the fans into it, because by the end of this match, which just started with our first lockup, by the end of this match, all the fans are on their feet. Notice they're not on their feet right now. And I guess that's the entire point of what you're trying to do here. Man, Arn's in great shape too. Look at him. That's prime Arn Anderson right there.
How fortunate was I? From all, having the Fit Finleys and the Terry Rogers and the Pete Robertses of the world and 100 others to wrestle in Europe, and then come to America, and in my first year I'm wrestling Arn Anderson and Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair, and it's ridiculous. What a charm. And when I say I've had a charm life, I've had a charm. What a charm life I've led.
And you guys just locked up, and the fans are chanting, they're USAing. You have never looked more disgusted with a group of people in your life, and now you're going for an arm bar, an arm ringer on Arn.
Yeah, and a proper wrist lock, which is what you didn't see a lot of. You didn't
Thumbs
see anybody
parallel
do.
Against the wrist, as you showed me.
And you didn't see in this day and age. It was the overhanded American style, with the exception occasionally of there wasn't many people doing that, and very rarely.
Lord Steven Regal is lightning quick at this time in his career, man. And look at Arn going for those knees. So this is all about the Anderson style. Was well known at the time. Yeah. Go for a body part, usually the left arm. Yes. And that's what he's doing now.
Let people see what's hurt, so they know that there's some damage going on. Then,
showing your face to the camera, making sure that the camera can see your face right now, right? Or it's wasted.
Yeah. And trying to, every little thing to try to get out of it. Just little things of Why wouldn't you try to move a leg? Why wouldn't you try instead of just going to the next thing?
The fans are so behind Arn, and you're angry, and Arn, you're angry, a little scared, but mostly disgusted. I love that comes across on your face, like that's the strength you've always had, is the the ability to emote visually what you were thinking, or what you want people to think you were thinking.
And this is a simpler, it's a simpler time of people, but you could still go out and do this and it'd work, because it's not as much movement as a lot of people do. But if you know what you're doing, you're getting your audience. You don't need to move. I mean, we don't stop at any point. There's no resting anywhere. Everything is, we're constantly moving and going, right, and making things mean something. And that's that thing of mine that I was taught very early on by my biggest, the person I wanted to be like the most, British wrestler called Pete Roberts. Make everything you do mean something, else don't bother doing it. That was his advice to me at 18. Oh, it's the worst cartwheel in the world. There we go. Boom.
Hey, but that was nifty how you got out of his move. Yeah.
A simple little thing like that. Bump, bang, give me a tackle, back to the arm again, wrench the arm, movement, up and down, and without running 1,000 miles, we did. And it all made sense back onto the body part. So this stuff, when I was, again, I was taught, luckily, when I was a teenager.
That was a fantastic sequence. It looked like, it was like you got a cheap shot in, and Arn just made sure to kick you just to get revenge on it. That was fantastic. I'm sorry for interrupting you. That was
No. When I was taught, once I got to a certain age, why they used to say this, I don't know, but Terry Rudge was another huge influence on me. Make sure your work, your wrestling will hold up in 30 years. Because even then they knew that stuff got filmed, because you were on TV. Well, this is 30 years later, and the detail of this still holds up. And I'm 25 here. So obviously those people that had put, it's not about me, the people who had put the time into helping me had taught me the right things, and to make my stuff look, we look like two wrestlers wrestling and making people react to it, and every little movement and detail, there's reason behind it. And look, just in a hammerlock, why wouldn't you put your hand to try to stop the pain? Little things like that. Just a lot of my stuff is stuff that you have to go back and watch the detail. It's detail stuff, and the struggle here, instead of just going into it and trying.
Looks like an actual struggle,
right? And not everything can be like this. Sometimes you need a lot of movement. You need That's why there's different styles of wrestling. But I wasn't cut out for doing lots of big moves and hitting the ropes. I had to know what worked for me.
But you guys aren't staying in the same thing like for more than 5 or 10 seconds. Like,
no, never. And everything we're not sitting in it. You hear this horrible term, rest hold. It should never be a rest hold. You can be put in holds. You're never resting. You're always trying to get out of it in some way. Look, even there, I'm trying to put my hand on there. There's reaction on my face. I'm trying to grab his head. I'm not resting in anything. There's no such thing. There should never be anything that is a rest hold. I got sucked into a little bit of that when I first went back to the WWE in 2000, because certain people work like that, and they'd stick you in a chin lock, or they'd stick you in. I never stop moving, or Arn never stops moving. We're both constantly, even if it's only little movements, we're making it look like there's a competition going on, and they're fighting to keep a body part in a hold, or you're fighting to get out of a hold. There's little tiny things going on all the time. There is not a single moment of rest in any of this. And just little things like that now, just shaking that off to make sure everybody understands that there's been a lot of pain going on. And just a simple sidestep. He's got the better of me, and I just sidestep him. And now you can't see this, but I'm keeping the referee. And now the cheating goes on. and I get the advantage. And now it's understandable if you've never seen wrestling before. I'm a horrible bastard, right? And now I'm going to take advantage of it because he's been, and hopefully we keep going back to me doing little things like, look, there we go. Just all that work that he's just done on my arm and all that I'm making sure people can see that it damaged me. And now see, people think they invented this. I was doing this in 1993. I was doing that in the early 80s. There's people after me that were doing that, and people, all these things. You'll see me doing stuff that people seem to think come along later on. I was doing stuff before anybody was doing a lot of things like that. I was doing them. Just that I don't get any, because of different generations. Right. So you've got him down now. Right. Well, so he got poked in the ribs with a point of an umbrella. I've hurt his ribs, and now I'm working away and taking trying to hurt his ribs more and his midsection. Boom, headbutt in the stomach. It all makes sense. It's all, look, knee, instead of dropping in on his shit, knee on his sternum. It's all about, now I'm pushing down onto his abdomen and not just putting him, it's not about, look, see, I'm pushing him forward to bend his ribs forward. And
softening him up for the Regal stretch.
I didn't have the Regal stretch at this time.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I didn't have the Regal stretch until
breaking down that
1994.
midsection.
Regal stretch became a thing that's just me working on a midsection and a strike to get somewhere. Bump.
How was Arn's conditioning?
Always good. Me and Arn, that's what we're not body people, but we were both in condition. But Arn was always a conditioning guy. He had to be, because he had to wrestle. He was doing the same job as me before this, right? He was the TV champion a lot, and when you're the TV champion, look at that kick out. He kicked out and got away. You don't see too many people doing that. You get away from your opponent when you kick out.
And also, right, you struggled to get him in the butterfly because your arm was hurt.
Yeah. Every little detail. It's all about that. It's not about. I'm never worried about. What about the audience? And bang, back to that again. But I'm keeping the
umbrella to the midsection.
Right, and a point of the umbrella. Right. So and I'm still hobbling up. It's just non-stop. It holds up. It's like a fight scene in a movie that makes sense. If you don't understand pro wrestling, you can understand this, because there's nothing that looks. I don't want to. Nothing that looks like it doesn't hurt, and it all means something.
Sir William with a shot to the umbrella to the head this time.
Yeah,
and now he's set up for you to do your thing.
Back to the midsection again. Boom.
Going back and forth, always trying to get the win, always trying to get the pin,
and kicked out like because my life depends on the fact that he can beat me. Because if he beats me, I make less money, and just I'm not even thinking of what I'm doing. Just okay, I've grabbed hold of him, put my knee in his midsection, and take the wind out of him, drag him forward. There's nothing you're not gonna. Nobody's ever taught me how to do that. Okay, it makes it's common sense. I can pull on the back of his head and put my knee in his stomach, and it's going to make it harder for him to breathe.
Sunset flip, and you sit, and you sit on his sternum, which you've been working on the whole time.
Yeah, and then kick on again, and body weight all across him, full body press, not just a lame pin, full body press.
Now the fans are starting to get invested. They're getting quiet because, this is the point of the match where their guy's getting beat. And, you don't want to see it happen. But when Arn livens up, I believe this crowd is gonna catch a lot of fire. You really do a great job getting the crowd involved in this match.
And I'm watching this now, and I'm also thinking I'm not liking a lot of it, because I'm thinking, yeah, but I'm 25 and I'm still trying to figure this out. There should have been more talk there for the midsection. But again, I'm just trying to. I'm still to this day. That's why I don't like. It's weird for me watching. I don't like watching my stuff because I go, "Wow, I should have done that. I should have done that. I should have done more of that." But even without doing that, it still holds up.
And it's a 15-minute time limit. It is for the TV title. Arn throws you in the corner, and you reverse with a knee to him charging in.
And now he's giving me some of my medicine by hitting me in the midsection. Bang.
Turnabout.
Knocking the wind about me. And I'm reacting accordingly.
Oh, stomp to the midsection on you from Arn. The Spinebuster is a unique move and an interesting move, and it's one of the few moves you can just associate with one guy who did it better than everybody and pretty much came up with it. He gives you a knee to the stomach there. Were you a fan of the Spinebuster as a spectator?
As a spectator, yeah, it always looked incredible.
No one's ever done it like Arn. It's weird. It's hard to say. He literally leaves his feet for a split second so he can pivot that foot.
Right, that arm wasn't covered, so I lifted up.
There you go. Arn's trying to get the pin on you right now. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd responding to Arn just punching you. You're falling down, but the crowd is on their feet. The whole place is on their feet right now.
I'm just trying to get away there.
He shot you to the ropes, and you are lifting him up, and he reverses out. There it is, the big Spinebuster.
And obviously there was a little... I used to be pretty strong. There was obviously... was sweating. And struggled to get him up there, but I held on to him, which is a vital thing if you're important. It didn't quite go. I get him over my shoulder the way I wanted to, but I held him. I didn't drop him because you always got to make sure you don't drop your opponent on his head.
And he gets the Spinebuster, and time ran out at the 3 count. It was perfectly timed the way you guys did it. The bell rang right as the 3 was about to be counted, and Arn gets his revenge. What are your thoughts looking back on that match without being too hypercritical of 25-year-old William Regal?
Well, everything made sense and it all meant something. So that's all which was what I mentioned before. You can make everything you do mean something, or don't bother doing it. That accomplished that. So that's all I can say about myself. I'm not going to go, that was good, or that's for other people to say. But we made the most of what we had, and I can tell you there was no more. And then this is one of those things that I don't like saying. There would not have been more than about a minute of me and him talking about that before we went out.